I would say an academic definition of a PMO. Now, you would have heard, see, PMOs, even if you have worked with PMOs, most of you perhaps hate to work with them. The reason is they send a lot of reminders, okay? Sometimes even I also do that. Unless I have sent some status report or some data, but still I keep on getting emails. Secondly, I don't get sometimes the timely help from them. If I'm looking for a template or I'm looking for any particular process. And so again, they may not be of much use. So why they fail? Uh, some of the common reasons I have highlighted over here. First of all, the PMOs are set up with a very weak mandate. Okay, their scope is their mandate is over only a particular project. They are not involved when the project itself was in a proposal stage, and they have very little visibility over the organization objective of why the project was selected in the first place at all. So their job is only collating the status report and publishing into the senior management. So that's one of the reasons that because of their weak mandate, they are not able to perform work effectively. Secondly, again, they are perceived by the senior management also as a cost center. They don't see much value in it, and say one of the reason is they are perceived as adding another bureaucratic layer only, and not doing much mentoring. Sometimes it could be there is a case also where there's too much of a governance. They are sending a lot of reminder mail, chasing the project managers, and not doing much of a motivation or work or helping the project or program manager resolve their risk or issues. So that's another reason. Okay, another part of it, their processes that they are working on, they are considered by the business as very inefficient. So say for example, earlier I was working with a leading telecom operator in the Middle East. So the people, the business demand managers out there were very upset with the processes. It was taking a lot of time to get their CRs and projects implemented. So again, these are the key reasons where the PMOs are failing. That they have weak mandate. Senior management don't have much visibility. They are set up on a very ad hoc basis, and mostly they play only the admin role. Okay, that's more of a secretary kind of a role, and don't push. And moreover, the dashboards, the report that they publish, they don't push much analysis or not much intelligence into those dashboards. The reason is they themselves may not have the capability. So sometimes even you would have observed that when you approach a PMO, the person sitting over there, he's not an expert in project or program life cycles or resolving risk and issues, or not much idea what the program is doing, what are the objectives behind it, who are the stakeholders, who are the point of contacts. So these generally those PMO folks are only interested that whatever mails are sent, whatever data is asked, you are supposed to provide in a timely manner. Okay, so again, PMO, actually the role of the PMO, they are supposed to be the change agents, change agent in the sense that the program that if you know that they are actually the change agents. Organization are looking to change its operation processes, the way they work, and that's the reason they created the program and projects. So programs from that perspective are seen as a change agent, and PMO play a key role in that. So they should be very good in analytics and should be good in mentoring project managers and team to actually ensure that the programs and projects meet their objectives. Let's come to the next one. One of the key reasons this PMO fail, as I mentioned, is the weak mandate. If you see on the left hand side, how generally the PMO work, a program is set up or a project is set up. Thereafter, a program manager or a project manager to publish report or to the senior management or to the say CIO or to his director, he keeps couple of people just to send the status reports, collate all those, create some nice slide or Excel, and send to the project manager, which in project or program manager, which in turn he or she forward to his senior management. So this is how the PMO is perceived in general. Okay, to begin with, it's okay you start a PMO with that function, with that role, with that admin role. But if the PMOs continue to work in that mode after 3 to 6 months, it won't be adding any value, especially to the project portfolio management. So that's one of the reasons. On the left-hand side, you see a weak PMO governance structure where PMOs are reporting to individual program and project managers. However, it should be that there has to be a PMO structure where in the dotted line, the PMO lead is directly reporting to the business head, the sponsor, the program or portfolio sponsor. It's very much like if I give a analogy like a CAG, okay, because CAG, Control Auditor General of India. So exactly, they are not supposed to do the policing, but again, the PMO can play much more effective role if they directly report to the senior most in that particular business unit, and then his staff supports the individual functional head or program or project managers, but directly reporting it to the PMO lead itself. But again, at the same time, working closely with the project and program teams. So that way, is the true picture and the true risk which are highlighted to the program sponsor. Otherwise, as per my experience, sometimes the critical risk and issues, they are not highlighted or delayed for a reason. Okay, let's not take it to the senior management, because let's try to resolve it on our own. And they try to give some time, and unless once it goes out of their control, they highlight it to the senior management. And sometimes that's too much, it causes delay, and the impact rises 10 times or 100 times fold. So again, the PMO should be structured in such a way that it is reporting directly to the business head or the project or program sponsor. Okay, I want this session to be more of not just a lecture based, so I'll wind up in next 10 to 15 minutes. I want you to ask lots of questions, whatever you have regarding the way or the way your PMO is functioning, or if you want to set up a PMO, how you should do it. So start asking your questions in that window, and the moderator will filter, and I would like to spend at least 30 minutes or so in answering your question. Okay, now coming to the next slides, this slide shows the typical services and which the PMO provide. Say, for example, integrated project planning, health check and reviews. So what you need to do based on the role of the PMO, whether it's administrative, initially it may begin as an administrative, what is the scope, and what is the maturity level of a process, which I discussed earlier in the 3 dimension of it. You focus, you first choose which is the most relevant process area for you. Perhaps in the beginning, you may not like to go for a portfolio management earlier. You would like to focus on an individual project and program. So you define those processes earlier, and ensure that those processes mature first. Okay, so you pick and choose. Like if you have gone through the PMI, they also say that all the projects, all the processes, there are 32 or 40 or 50 processes that recommend. So they are not saying that you have to implement each and every. You pick and choose which is most relevant to you. So similar cases over here also. So you pick and choose among these processes and service after collecting the voice of customer, and focus on those process area first. So what exactly, once you choose your process, say for example, I have picked and choose something of performance management, resource management, value and benefit management, quality management. Suppose I want these as my focus process areas. So again, earlier, if you compare those 2 process area between a weak PMO, which is only chasing people, and project manager sending reminders only, and compared to those which is an empowered one. So you can see the difference. Earlier, in a weak PMO, they define very age-old matrix which are going for last 6 months, 1 year, or maybe more than that. Compared to ISK and issue management, all they support is they ensure that the project managers only log their risk and issue. They actually don't do any further analysis into it. But once you have an empowered PMO, those PMO, they create an environment where they environment such that they encourage the project and program manager and team that they should not be hiding any risk or issue. Rather, they should be logging it, make it visible to the senior management, and they create an environment. You cannot really blame project or program managers that they don't highlight too many risks. The reason could be they see perhaps the moment they start doing so much, the senior management may not have enough time to discuss each one of those. They may not get a resolution. So, and there could be various other factors also. But with a PMO, empowered PMO, they encourage such environments so that any risk, even the low impact risk is identified and logged and it's discussed. Okay, and if required, the senior management is involved to resolve it. So this is how a empowered PMO would work on. Coming to the benefit management, very rarely you would see any PMO working on a benefit management. Once the project is done, no one bothers to collect any benefit metrics. And it's showcasing back to the project sponsor that you have delivered this particular project and program, and these are the benefits coming out of it after you have realized the project and program is completed. No one collate or analyze those benefit metrics, but the empowered PMO will definitely do that. Similarly, coming to change in communication management, you would see PMO coming into the picture only when the escalation comes from the seniors. So the messaging communication is very reactive. Whereas in the empowered PMO, they would do the stakeholder analysis upfront. They that what kind of messages has to be sent to which stakeholder based on this influence and impact to the particular project and program. And so the communication is much more proactive. So you would see a clear